Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going?
Welcome back, family. It's great to see you on your return. I hope you've been prosperous and righteous. Many times in our lives, we go through difficult and hard times. But many of those difficult and hard times are what we create. So there are many opportunities for us to look at our inefficiencies and look at our negative traits, identify them, and address them to be accountable for our actions. But first off, I'd like to thank our members for their continued support of the channel, as well as the visitors who have stopped by to see what's going on. Welcome. And the new members who have joined the Toxic family. Because of the information we have and understanding ourselves is the only way to understand the world. Now today's session and the portal we would go through deals with toxic insecurity. But today we will dig deep into understanding the significance of toxic insecurity. We all know what the word toxic stands for. It is the chaotic mess that is left behind at times when dealing with people, or when people get so extreme that they infect everyone and everything around them. Toxicity can be very dangerous to the household, to the family, and to all relationships. There's not much you can say that is good about anything toxic. And to move on to the other term, insecurity. Insecurity is one of the negative emotions and one of our 7 deadly venoms. Insecurity can lead to a whole host of other negative emotions. And one of its best friends is called jealousy. Envy is another. Insecurity, most people tend to look and blame the other person for not being, doing, saying, or acknowledging them when they want. Insecurity is one of the major inner emotions that cause breakups. They're called obsessive disorders. It causes abuse and neglect, physical and verbal. Insecurity leads to our physical lashing out to the world. Now, when you combine these two words, toxic insecurity, what comes to mind? This can be applied personally. This can be applied to a relationship. It can be applied to a household and family. It can even be applied to a neighborhood, community, and country. And lastly, to a total people. Toxic insecurity is when you lash out at others because of the insecurities you have about yourself. The inadequate feeling of being equal, part of, or included in the greatness or great event and credit of others. Toxic insecurity can make a person, a community, a nation, or a whole other people attack those they are insecure with. It is amazing when you look at the dynamic. When you look at the structure around the world and systems that have been set up to separate because of insecurities, it is magnified to the umpteenth amplitude of toxicity. Toxic insecurity will make others steal, rob, lie, cheat, and speak negative of. A person that is insecure will in some cases change their whole identity and take yours. They will try to erase your credit, whether it's on the street level, nationwide, or worldwide. They will take anything you created, change it, and stamp their name on it. They will take your creations, your inventions, what you have created as far as architecture, your dynasties, kingdoms, and information worldwide, and rename it in other languages. And that which a person with toxic insecurity cannot take, they will destroy or burn so that others won't know who created it. Toxic insecurity does not want to be on the same level or starting point or equal to anyone else because it's insecure. It feels less than. It feels it doesn't have sufficient or adequate history or information to compete with that which it's insecure with. Think about it, fam. Anyone that's insecure and feel that you have just as much or equal to that which you are jealous of would have no need for a negative feeling. There's more to life than feeling inferior to those who have a culture history that spans hundreds of thousands of years. But over time, systems has been created to do just that. Even the internet, perfect example. Any information you pull up will start one way but end another. I looked up the term today, black baby. Eventually, it turns into everything that is not a black baby. Black family. Eventually, it turns into that which is not a black family. You would think all the black families in this world, there would be pages and pages on the internet of black babies and black families. But it usually goes at 2 or 3 pages. And then the people change. Why is that? Toxic insecurity. Take anything in creation and stamp it with that toxicity, that insecurity, to show, yes, we can do that too. We can do that too. That's what that says. That's not there to share. Toxic insecurity cannot share. It wants all the attention. It wants the ball to the game of life. It can't share the ball. It wants the ball. Many times we deal with this in multiple instances throughout the day. But organizations are set up. Systems, gatekeepers are set up to control this toxic insecurity so that those that they are insecure with cannot be seen. Another example is billboards. I travel the country, and billboards I see all the time. It's not many black families. And if there are any African Americans or any person of color on those billboards, usually they are not looking at the camera, or they're in the background or to the side. It is rare that they are front and center and looking directly at you. Think about that. Count how many billboards or magazine covers that's outside that you will pass with those specific people under. So everything that deals with the five senses is controlled. The gatekeepers of sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell are gatekeepers to keep those from being shown in any of those categories. It's not always obvious with the TV shows. There's certain categories they try to funnel you into, which is the direction they want the cattle to go. But when you try to jump that gate or break out of that direction or that line that the cattle is walking in, you get rounded up. And this is life. This is the matrix we're living in with this toxic insecurity. There's many other terms and words they use with this. And those are also negative words. It's not easy to feel adequate and equal when you can't bring just as good fruit to the table. But this is what we adapt to. Toxic insecurity. It not only affects the culture, the children, and the women, but it also is used on countries. Certain countries are being controlled with toxic insecurity. So it goes from a personal level to a national level, in which these insecure situations are controlled to keep the numbers from not being seen, keeping the populations out of view and funneled into certain directions. Or if you are seen, you're being shown in a negative light. Thus the term toxic insecurity. So keep in mind, when you feel that negative energy, that negative vibe of prejudice, racism, separation, segregation, and those who try to make you feel inferior, this is called toxic insecurity. And I must say, the problem is not with you or us. It is those who are feeling that negative vibe for whatever reason. The problem is on that side. Thank you for listening to the sustaining members who keeps this boat afloat. And thank you to the visitors who are passing through. It's been great to have you here. And I'd like to say welcome to the new ones, the new members. Thank you for signing up and subscribing. The Toxic family is growing. This is where we think about our situations and examples in our lives. Look at things with a microscopic point of view to dissect our actions. Look at our history, culture, our neighborhoods and family, immediate and extended. From your home all the way back to Kemet, our origin of Africa, Timbuktu, and other areas of growth for our people. We also remember that not only Africans have African in them, we have cousins of other nationalities that may not speak English, but they are African inside. And many show the traits in which they call them people of color. Because what color do they have? Black, which is of African descent. So thank you for listening. I am you, and you are me. We are the roots of the tree. May you walk in power and empower those you pass along the way. Family is heaven.